What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Reacted. It's your boy Dre, and today we're jumping into another video. Now, the video we're jumping into today, or the videos, is about the Gary, Indiana situation because they're still going through it. They still don't have power, so let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening.
And you smell it. Yeah, and it's sewage. I noticed that in my bathroom, it has a real bad smell.
In Marjorie Wilson's backyard, gurgling water and sewage bubble up in unincorporated Calumet Township. The sewage pumps failing during this outage.
Absolutely, because it's being ran by electricity, and we don't have any power. This is terrible.
Neighbors
So now I didn't even know that. I didn't even know the plumbing is incorporated with electricity, but it makes sense when you think about it since we're living in this day and age. So no, everybody plumbing is backed up. It's gonna be smelling crazy. Damn, they going through it, don't they?
reporting tubs and toilets stopped working after the storm. Lake County opening these portable restrooms nearby at the Lake Ridge Fire Station. These bathrooms have a sink, they have a toilet and a shower that people can use, and most crucially, they also have air conditioning.
It makes it hard, but hopefully sooner or later, the power comes back on and things will straighten out.
Meantime, over in the city of Gary, this was the scene at the Save More Foods grocery store, running off a generator. That means no meat, nothing fresh.
No luxuries, no ice cream, no popsicles for the children. It's just basic food just to survive on.
Yeah, you smell.
Hey, at least the food supply ain't get cut. At least the food supply ain't get cut. At least it's only a power outage, but it could get crazy like that. No, imagine it happens in your state. You know. And in the last video, I was speaking about being prepared. Even though you could only be prepared for as so much, it's better to be prepared. And I bet you, listen, after this, after they get over this hurdle, actually even right now, the generator sales are going up. Even right now, the generator sales are going up because people realizing, oh shit, nah, it's real out here. It's real out here, chat. Let's play this one and see what's up.
I've been out of power since Tuesday of last week.
In Gary, the storm knocked out electricity for more than half of the city's residents.
This is some of the poorest people in the country.
It's obvious. Gary is full of black people.
The power would not be out for almost 2 weeks if it was a white community. Covering what
Okay,
the
he
corporate
said-
media covers up. Over
Okay, so this channel I'm watching is Status Scoop News and Midas Touch. He said the power wouldn't be out if it was a white community because it's a black community. That's where the power is out for so long. No, that could be true, or they could just not be organized. But when you look at it and the unfairness when it comes to uh, depending on your certain race in this country, I'm trying to word it right. When it comes to racism, it could, since Gary, Indiana is only mostly populated by black people, it would seem that they're being neglected because of that. But when you look at it, I didn't listen to what he's saying. I'm just going off of what he said. I gotta listen to the rest of this video. But when you look at it, these places has been neglected. These places has been They got neighborhoods that's neglected right now. It's just that no, they suffered a hit, and no, everybody able to see. But these places has been neglected in certain ways. But let's keep going.
7,000 residents in majority black Gary, Indiana, are still without power. Nearly 2 weeks after an extreme storm hammered Gary, and they're demanding.
And it comes down to the government or the state, wherever it is, not being prepared. That's what it comes down to. And I ain't gonna lie, it could look like, yo, damn. Because when you look at the black neighborhoods up here, like, you would see it. You would see the neighborhoods are not too well taken care of. The road is always dirty. They got a liquor store on every corner. But then the neighborhood with the higher color folks, the higher color individuals, the white individuals, they got the Whole Foods in their neighborhoods. They got their Trader Joe's. They don't have a liquor store on the block, and it's just something you see, so you be like, damn. So I hear what he's saying.
Demanding help and pointing out, sure seems like it's taken a whole lot longer for us, the majority black, poor city of Gary, than it would a wealthy white area. Let me give you the details as of Monday morning. Schools are beginning in Gary, despite thousands still without power. The governor, who has given a whole lot of tax breaks to the wealthy and corporations, are now calling for an investigation into the main power utility. Almost 2 weeks since power was knocked out in Northwest Indiana, more than 10,000 homes and businesses were still in the dark on Monday morning. The governor directed the Indiana Office of Utility Consumer Counselor to file a complaint with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and petition for an investigation into NIPSCO.
Just don't let they point in. My understanding of what he's saying is not 100%, but it just sounds like they pointing fingers.
That's the main utility there. Some families in Munster, Portage, Hammond, Lake Station, and Maryville remained without power, but 2/3 of the affected customers still without power are in Gary, Indiana, which just so happens to be 76% black and just so happens to have 33% poverty rate, double the national numbers and double the state.
Yeah, because that's how it's always been. The poor communities don't really get the attention they need. That's why they're poor. That's the whole reason why they're poor. They don't get the attention they need. So this is not essentially not them taking long. If you want to look at it from that perspective, them taking long to fix this is not nothing new. But then let's jump on the other hand. Everybody could just be unorganized. Everyone could just be unorganized, you know?
Numbers. Gary Mayor Eddie Melton said NIPSCO is making progress, but it's not good enough. I stayed in strict communication with NIPSCO, and I have made it very clear that the current pace of restoration is unacceptable, he said Sunday. I mean, think about if you've been without power for 2 weeks, whether you're wealthy or poor, that's life-saving medical equipment, no power. If you have, let's say, sleep apnea and sleep with a
Oh yeah.
machine like a CPAP, no power,
Yeah.
food
It's
gone, have to
cooked.
throw it out. This is some of the poorest people in the country. And the governor, who's calling for an investigation, well, he cut taxes for the rich. He cut taxes for businesses. Guess not enough money coming into the government because you're cutting taxes for the wealthy. You're cutting taxes for corporations to, I don't know, put in some generators. I don't know, do something to expedite the power restoration. I'm pretty sure it would be done for a wealthier area, for a more suburban wealthy area. Let me play you just some of the horror stories we're hearing from.
But again, to what I'm saying, it's not likely that a suburban area would experience something like that. And if they do, they'll probably take care of it quick, like you said. But since these neighborhoods and communities being neglected, there's no framework there to there's no framework or protocols to do when something bad happens because they just don't. It goes back to just them not really caring like that, you know. There's nothing there for y'all. It's nothing there for the right. That's where they still fixing it. That's where they still trying to. If it was something there for them, this shit would have been taken care of. But let's keep going.
Gary, Indiana residents. Take a listen.
I've been out of power since Tuesday of last week, and I'm still sitting in the dark. I got my grandmother with me, so we have to go out, get our phone charged, get food. We have to throw away the food, trees in the lawn.
Communities of color are left behind and always feel like they're the last to get turned on or the last to get rescued in these situations.
It's not okay for us to continually be in survival mode. We need to have a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's been pretty rough.
Pretty rough indeed. And again, this is also in sweltering heat of summer. Where are they getting their food from? Charging their medical equipment? Using their medical equipment if they need electricity? Having to throw out potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars in food? What are the children to do? How are you getting air conditioning during this sweltering heat? A lot of these people have nowhere to go. It is beyond absurd in the wealthiest country on earth. Let me play you more.
Like so many in Gary, Indiana.
Hey, you know what? It's a good thing this ain't happened in the dead of winter. In the dead of winter, nobody got. This is where you gotta get. You guys gotta get. You know what you guys gotta get? I put y'all on game right now. Listen. It might not sound like nothing crazy, but I'm gonna put y'all on game. If y'all are living where winter could come, y'all need to get one of those portable heaters that runs on propane. All right, or kerosene or one of those. A portable heater. I'm not gonna say which one. Y'all do y'all research. Y'all do y'all research. But y'all, if y'all get one of those and power goes in the dead of winter, you will still have heat. You would still have heat. Of course, you have to get the fuel, but always be careful in everything you do, y'all. Do y'all research. And yeah.
Anna, Shatia Hardin has been waiting for the minute her power finally turns back on.
It's been absolutely horrible. At night, we're sweating, we're irritable. You know, we have children to look at, elderly people.
The storm walloped Indiana last week, killing at least 7 people and displacing about 1,000. In Gary, the storm knocked out electricity for more than half of the city's residents, where 1 in 3 lives in poverty.
It's not okay for us to continually be in survival mode.
Yesterday, Indiana Governor Mike Braun said he requested an expedited major disaster declaration from FEMA. He says losses from the storm and its aftermath could top $5 billion. Many residents in Gary have been relying on this community center for hot meals, air conditioning, and a chance to charge their phones. Earlier this week, a class action lawsuit was filed against the region's electrical utility, NIPSCO.
Yeah, good thing, Trump spent $2 billion a day on an illegal war in Iran. Good thing that we're spending more money on ballrooms and vanity projects than, I don't know.
You gotta. Yo, imagine this Game of Thrones. Y'all gotta think who's the master of coin. Who the fuck is the master of coin? Who's fucking this shit up right now? Cause come on, man.
Actually helping Americans during unprecedented disasters brought on by climate apocalypse that this president calls a hoax. I mean, this is insane. Absolutely insane that the federal government isn't mobilizing to restore power ASAP. And by the way, Trump has taken a machete to FEMA as the Republican governor begs for FEMA relief. Maybe Trump will make an exception for a Republican state. You wonder why people are getting fed up? You wonder why people are turning to democratic socialism, which I think is a good thing? Because local, state, federal, the people have been abandoned. And in this case, a majority black community. And to be clear, the power would not be out for almost 2 weeks if it was a white community and a wealthier white community.
A wealthier white community would not have this problem because they got something for them, meaning they already be doing upgrades to their infrastructure. It's certain infrastructures that's just left to wither away. So then they could gentrify them. I think that's how it works. Cause that's how it looks. They wait till stuff get real run down, and then they come with a bulldozer, put up a brand new shopping mall right there. Boom. A brand new apartment complex. Boom.
At that. That's just a fact. I've been covering the Flint water crisis and cover up for over a decade. I wrote a book about it in 2024. We the Poisoned, exposing the Flint water crisis cover up.
In Michigan.
Flint would have never happened in a wealthier white neighborhood. And if it did happen.
If y'all remember that Flint water crisis, their water looked like Coca-Cola. Their water looked like straight Coca-Cola.
in a white neighborhood, you better believe that that water would be fixed lickety split and some people would be thrown in jail. The water is still toxic. Don't believe the media. Don't believe the government. It's still bad in Flint over 12 years later. And here, you got African Americans in Gary literally sweltering with their kids without power that they pay an exorbitant amount for. They're having to get.
Also, that's what you gotta. Yo, I think I'm gonna do separate videos to put y'all on to these generators and stuff. These equipments y'all need to get just in case this stuff happens. I might do a separate video. I'll put y'all on.
Help from Meals on Wheels, not their government, mind you. Meals on Wheels is helping them. Let me show you this. So Meals on Wheels has been stepping up because apparently the federal nor state government can't step it up for the people that are
I wish to do something like that, like Meals on Wheels. I definitely wish to do a nonprofit org like that.
sweltering and suffering. The New York Times reported that as of Saturday evening, almost 30,000 northern Indiana results, 56% were still without electricity. Meals on Wheels is serving about 2,200 meals daily, the Post Tribune reported, and has made some adjustments to its routine, such as delivering hot meals on the weekends instead of frozen ones for people without power. Well, maybe the Indiana's government might have been able to provide that
Yeah,
relief
where the government not stepping in, y'all? What's going on?
if they
This
did.
way people don't trust. You see, whoever is the okay, no, we gotta talk about the person who's in charge of the image of the government. All right, this is bad image. When stuff like this come up, y'all supposed to hop on it quick. Oops, we're doing a good job. Trust us. No, this making it. This what this is telling the people is not to really trust y'all. To take matters into their own hands. To take their protection into their own hands because they're not getting it from the people they're paying taxes from. But not to sound too crazy, but this is what y'all telling them. Who's ever like the government is dropping the ball a little bit here. You just gotta pick it up. What Drake said, where I leave it at, you know.
Didn't, cut property taxes mostly for wealthy people or cut taxes mostly for businesses and wealthy corporations, maybe the state would be able to step in. This is not even mentioning the monopoly power of the local utility, which the state power company, which most states have one or two monopolies running the power and electrical.
We know why they not coming out here though. I mean, it's obvious, It's obvious. Gary is full of, us, diversity. Yeah. Not really diversity, but it's full of black people. Yeah. We the blackest city out here, so they don't want to check on us.
Yeah. I as a man, I as man, I as man. If y'all don't understand that, what that means, it's just the dialect way of saying me. I as man want to know when we gonna rise above the what's the word? It's a word. Yes, primitive nature. I as man want to know when we're gonna rise above the primitive nature of racism. You know, but I guess that's very unrealistic because it's so. And when I say primitive, is because when you dip your toes, like for example, if you and I'm not dissing nobody, but if you're a racist, just like if you're a racist, it's like being primitive because that's what you see with the animals. We're all creatures, right? But that's what you see with the animals. There's like a difference between us and the animals, but that's what you see with the animals. The animals only hang with their kind. You never see animals mixing together. They hang with their kind. But that's why I called it primitive because we're supposed to be able to rise above that. But then it also makes it hard when it's embedded in the society or the structure or the frame rate. I think that's what makes it hard. But hey, I could be just talking shit right now. Let me play the video.
They're NIPSCO. Everybody pays them. We don't pay, we get cut off. But when disaster happens, they want to charge us X amount of dollars, but we already paying into this. They got billions, trillions of dollars. We working day to day on paychecks. So yes, they could have did better. They got the money. We don't got the money. They say they supposed to maintenance that yearly. They haven't been out here in a year or two, maybe 3 years. I can't sleep at night because I can't plug my sleep apnea machine up. I can't afford a generator. I'm working on a month salary. Them need to give us generators or get this power up and running. We gotta.
Those who got sleep apnea machines suffering right now. Cause without that, you keep waking up. You keep waking up.
91-year-old man that lived at the end, almost at the end of the thing. They had to rush him to the hospital. We had an elder lady across the street. She had medical condition. She bedridden. People come out to help her also. So we really need them to work.
I mean, this is where the people pay their taxes to be taken care of when stuff like this happens. Like dead ass.
More faster because we don't want to lose no lives if we don't have to. Our governor needs to get his butt out here and see the damage. You going in these other neighborhoods, you need to go through the whole city of Gary.
We do see, like, people trying to give out free food and, just give back. The community definitely is doing something with the giving back. They've been giving away free food.
Great work to Breakthrough News. Unfortunately, this is not the first time I've seen this, and this will not be the last. We're seeing increasing disasters, environmental, climate-induced, all over the country, but it disproportionately hurts poor areas, hurts areas without the means, hurts areas lower on the totem pole because majority black, majority brown, indigenous reservations. There's no reason in America that anywhere should be out of power for weeks with no. It's going to come back.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Excuse me if the audio is messing up. My stuff messes up a little bit, but that shouldn't be happening. That happens in something like a third world country. This is a first world country. Like in a third world country, you'd hear the power leaving. You don't know when it's coming back. But this is a first world country.
And if so, those people should be relocated with their children, the elderly, to accommodations with power and given food and cool indoor temperatures so that they don't die of heat. This is outrageous as we continue to spend $1.1 trillion on illegal wars around the world, greasing the coffers of Raytheon, of Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Palantir, now fly.
Nah, he's going deep, y'all. He calling out. Nah. He's calling out the government contractors that making money off the war. I think that's what that is. I think that's what that is. He just listed off a bunch of contractors.
The military-industrial complex, the surveillance state, while majority black people swelter nearly to death in Gary, Indiana.
All right, let's see the next video. I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what y'all think about the Gary, Indiana power situation. Like I said, this shows y'all gotta be prepared for your own selves. That's what this shows. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. It really helps me out. It's your boy Dre, and we out.